What's good? What's good? Happy New Year, good people. Happy New Year. We back in this thing again. Hopefully everybody had an amazing, blessed day. It's time to get back into this game. I know y'all ain't think we was quitting. I know y'all ain't think we was quitting. We back into it. As you guys can see by the title, I got a couple notes in my phone. Tonight, I want to talk about the 5 steps to selling on Amazon. But you know how we get down. If I ever have any comments, I like to address those comments before we get down into the business. So I can't remember the person's name, but they were asking about I think when you would hire a virtual assistant or how does that work in automating the process. So just to keep it short and sweet, you only want to hire in your business when you're making enough money to cover it, or if the activity that they're doing can make you money. You don't ever want to hire and take away from the bottom line, in my opinion, right? You only want to hire when that person can actually make more money. So let's break this down into a practical example, right? Something verbatim. Let's say, for example, I had a VA sourcing products or looking for profitable products for my company. I don't want to have to spend my money to pay that virtual assistant or that VA. I want that virtual assistant. Let's say I hired one, let's say they're in the Philippines, and I'm paying them, $7 an hour, and they're working 5 hours a day, so that's $35 a day. I need for them to generate over $35, right? So I need them to generate at least triple. That's usually the measuring stick. So if I'm hiring you and I got to pay you 35, that means to me that you need to be bringing in 105, right? Hopefully I got my math right. If not, y'all drop them down in the comments, say, Trav, man, your math way off. But yeah, so if I'm working to pay them and I'm paying them $35, they need to be making me 105. So that way they're not taking away from my bottom line. They're making the money to pay for their sales, right? So hopefully that makes sense. And they're making me money at the same time. So you don't ever want to hire in a business when you don't have the at least the know-how to put that virtual assistant or that employee in a position so that they can make the money to pay for themselves and then bring more money to the bottom line of the company. Okay. And also, how does a VA automate the business? So you want to already write down your SOPs or your standard operating procedure. And what you will do is you will plug a VA when you're making more money, and you need to remove yourself, like I was saying in the previous example. Automation is through. You're going to plug them in, and then you're going to buy more of your time back, right? You don't want to have to do, let's say, for example, let's stick with sourcing. You don't want to have to go and physically have to go to this store, or if you're doing online arbitrage, you might not want to search on websites, right? That's when you would plug a virtual assistant in. They can take care of that specific arm or that task in your business to automate that portion of your business, right? So that's where the VA is going to come in, and that's where any leg of your business, right? Whether you if you want to help them, or you need help with sourcing, if you need help with account management, if you need help with messaging, if you need help with listing, if you need help with connecting to the prep center, any of, I mean, it's a million different tasks that VAs can do. So it's according to what proportion of your business you want them to come in and take care of. But yeah, that's where the VA is going to step in. Now, guys, hopefully that answers your question. If not, just drop it here on the live or drop it in the comments if you're watching the replay, and I'll be sure to run that back. All right, y'all, let's get into it. 5 steps to selling on Amazon. I'm looking at the notes here on my phone. All right, so step 1, you have to research a product, right? So we got to learn what we're going to sell. And it doesn't have to be one particular product. If you're going to do, if you went wholesale, you probably want to kind of anchor down or where you want to be. But I would say if you want to do online or retail arbitrage, you really just need to get a specific criteria. That's where I start with. So what's going to be your ROI? What's going to be your profit margin? How much are you willing to spend, right? If you want to do it that way. Uh, if you're just doing it locally, you really just need that criteria. You probably, if you thrifting, if you getting everything on sale on discounts locally in your area, running around town, it's basically going to be that criteria, but you won't need as much capital. So again, you want to focus on what price point can you stay within? Is it going to be $10 or less items, $5 or less? Can you go to 20 to 50 dollar range, or is it 20, anywhere from 20 all the way up to 500? You got to set that criteria. Also, you need your profit margin. Whenever you're sourcing these products, what profit are you looking for? What's your minimum level? Are you looking for? Are you cool with making $5 a product? Does it need to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? We have to set that. The next thing you need to look at is your ROI, your return on investment. What percentage do you want to be at, right? Is it at the 20%? Do you need to double your money and make 100% return on investment every time? Those are some of the things that you need to look at. Also, with reviews, when you're looking at these products, 3 stars or better is usually what I go for. And the reason why I do that is because I know if it's less than 3 stars and I'm paying, especially if I'm doing online arbitrage, it's probably going to have a higher percentage of returns, right? A higher percentage. And you don't want to invest into, especially go deep into a particular product. And then guess what, man? You're going to get a return, right? So you're going to get a return. The product is probably going to be damaged. Your money is invested into it. It's just easier to stick with something that has 3 stars or better, because 9 times out of 10, the customer, it is a good product. You're looking at the reviews and, hey, you pretty much guarantee that money is going to stay inside Pocket National Bank. All right, let's go to number 2, right? So the first thing is researching your product or your criteria. Number 2, choosing your supplier. Now that could be different. Retail arbitrage, what you want to do is build relationships in the stores that you're frequently in. Online arbitrage, the same thing, but with those retailers, those websites, we need to connect with those. We need to connect with those people. Can we buy it in bulk? This Amazon business and getting a supplier is just like any of the other businesses I started over the years. It's all about developing relationships, right? And even if you're not an extrovert, I advise you to partner with somebody that doesn't mind going out, building relationships to help take your business to the next level, because those, in my opinion, in business that have the best relationships makes the most money, or the most money, because they get the back room deals, right? They get the special deals that the normal customer or the average buyer wouldn't get, right? So developing that relationship is going to be key to choosing your supplier. We want to have that down. And just another tip, which I said on the previous video, once you start to see products that are selling high, let's just see, I don't know what your range is, but anything is 100, I look at anything $100 or over that I sold, I want to go back and see if I can continue to find those specific products over and over and over again. Why? Because I know it's easier. It's almost like starting a business, right? We know this is an entrepreneurship channel. It's easier to keep a customer and get them to keep buying more of your stuff than it is to go and get a brand new customer. So it's the same thing in e-commerce, right? If you have the same product, it's profitable, it's easier to try to keep getting that same profitable product because you already know what you can source it for, or what you can find it for, or buy it for. and what you can sell it for. So it's easier to get that than to go out every day, trying to find a new product. You want to develop what I call a replan or your main sourcing list, right? Where you can keep having these products and you're going to hit them boom, 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 left and right. And that's going to keep you in the game. We don't want to start from ground zero in our sourcing because you're going to get frustrated, right? I mean, it's cool at the beginning, if you're hustling, you don't have the capital. You just got to do what you got to do, hustling around. But once you get that capital, man, try to save some of this sourcing time because scaling, getting to the multiple six figures, through the grace of God, we should hit seven figures this year. And it's just about keeping the same high price products in, continuing to buy more, keeping them available on the platform, and pushing more money into those products, right? It's not about, I'm not going to go out. And you'll figure this out once you get later on in your journey. You're not going to go out and find these random products, not unless you're doing bulk. Now, we get truckloads in, but with online arbitrage, at least in my opinion, I don't think you're gonna go out and find a bunch of random products throughout the year, not being consistent or reselling anything you sold before and make multiple mid six figures or high six figures or possibly scale to seven figure. It just doesn't work like that. You want to work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna say that again, right? We have to work smarter, not harder. And the way to do that is by going back, looking in your inventory, seeing which ones was the big ones, right? You're like, ooh, if I only had, 10 more of these, or if I had 20 more of these, I could sell. Keep those bad boys in stock, develop relationships with people that have those specific products, and they take it to the moon from there. The next thing we must do, so once you get down your specific product or your criteria, your supplier, where you gonna get these from, the third one, of course, it's a must. We got to set up our Amazon sellers account, right? um and if you serious, go ahead and get the professional plan if you got a little bit of money. But if you have to hustle, a lot of people frowned upon the individual, the free account, but that's where I started. It is possible. Of course, you're a little bit behind because you can't add in the apps to make your business run more efficiently. And also, I'm not sure. I don't think you can get the buy box, but I would just low price mine because I didn't have any money. I started from the bottom. I started with the individual account, everything free. I needed everything to be free. I would go to the library. They would let me print my labels off for free. I mean, man, I was struggling. I had to borrow boxes here, borrow packaging supplies. I mean, it was ugly, but I had to get it done because I mean, we were already didn't have enough to make the bills, right? So I couldn't afford to go out and get the printer and this, that. I had to borrow others. I had to go to the library. Anything I could do to make do, right? So individual account, if you got to start there, start there. It's possible. I am a living testimony that you can do it. That's where I started. But if you got, the $40 a month, of course, you're always going to want to switch over to that in the future once the cash flow is right. Okay, so that's number three. And things you need for the seller's account: you need your driver's license, you need a banking statement or a utility bill, you need a phone number, an email. You're gonna need your tax information. Uncle Sam has to get his. And I think of course, you need a bank account so they can send that big boy direct deposit to you. Um, a credit card, so just in case, you try to act like you got an item and leave the platform, they have some kind of way to recoup their money. And I think that's pretty much it. I probably could be leaving something out. If I am, y'all just add it down to the comments, right? So after you get that seller's account, the next thing you need to do is list your product. So whether you're using a listing software, a paid listing software, that's just going to make it list a lot faster. If you're dealing with bulk or you have a lot of specific items, if you're just starting out, you could just take your time and go directly through Seller Central. It's completely free. It will take a little bit longer, but hey, if you don't have the capital, I am assuming you should have some time, right? You got to have some time. All right, so after you list it, boom, now you in the game, you sell it. Of course, we're gonna ship these bad boys in the FBA. So let Amazon do all the work. We're gonna partner with Amazon. Again, FBA for people that's brand new. That's fulfillment by Amazon. You're going to ship in to Amazon's fulfillment center. They're going to pick, pack, store, all of that, handle the customer service, the refund and returns. So it definitely helps you level up as a new business owner. And man, people are making, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, $10,000 a month. Starting off as beginners on FBA, because it just, man, the sales are flowing, especially through the end of Q4. Also, if you in media, we know January is going to jump because that's going to be the start of the spring semester for college. Y'all excuse me. So yeah, man, it's an exciting time for Amazon. I know, it's a lot of information out there, and if you're watching a video this long, that means you still interested. FBA or fulfillment by Amazon can seem complex, but it's super easy. It's super easy because you're just shipping it in to Amazon, and really they doing all the work. You'll throw a label on the back of the barcode of your specific product. Once you package it up, ship it into Amazon, and from there, Amazon say, "Hold on, I got it from here," right? So hopefully you don't let the negativity affect your mind. A lot of people wrap it up and say, well, it's not easy. It's hard work. If it's hard work, and you've been doing it, just in my opinion, over 6 months to a year, then yeah, you probably ain't doing something right. Because the ultimate goal, and I think I said this here before on the channel, or if not on my Instagram live. If y'all not already, make sure you go follow me at Travis_GWV. I'm giving out the game for sure. But yeah, the ultimate goal of the business is to automate it, right? So whether you want to sell your business when we get called home or not, if you want to pass it down, that's cool. But the only way that we can pass it down is if we remove ourselves from the business. So it has to be automated. So it's some people saying, well, this business can't, it has to be automated, right? Because that is going to help us buy back our time. And that's the ultimate goal, so that we can spend more time with our family, our friends, enjoying doing the things that we want to do most. Because we only get one life, right? And I don't know about you, I love Amazon. I like making some great money off of Amazon, but I love my family, my kids, my wife a lot more. So the ultimate goal, yeah, Mr. Freedom. No problem, no problem. I hope you are enjoying this live. I had to come strong. Blessings to you in 2023. If it's any specific subjects you guys want me to talk about, I definitely get into it. Again, y'all, we dropping the first podcast episode. We've been doing it. I got a good bit in the vault. I wanted to have 25 lined up. I'm not there yet, but we're gonna start dropping them tomorrow. So y'all stay tuned for that podcast, man. We're gonna get to it, talking all things business and sports. So we ain't gonna keep you too long tonight, Mr. Freedom. Salute to you being on the late night Amazon talk with me. Y'all be blessed. See you on the next one, y'all. Love.